All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Tuesday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody is doing well today. We are off to a good start this week. We're going to dive in, take a look to see what transpired late last night and see how that will impact us throughout the day and starting off this week. So, without further ado, please turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's participate and engage. All right. Real quick, just AV check. Drop me a one in the chat if you can hear me okay. Perfect. All right. Cool deal. So, let's hop over to trading economics and see what the Reserve Bank of Australia had to say. So, we'll get to this part in a second, but Australia, Reserve Bank of Australia held the cash rate steady at 3.6 during its April meeting, as expected during the marking the first pause in central bank's hiking cycle since it started raising rates May 2022. All right. The decision came amid efforts to account for policy lags, with the board adding that it stands ready to resume raising borrowing costs should the economy need it. The decision to hold rates, quote, steady this month provides the board with more time to assess the state of the economy and the outlook uh, in an environment of considerable uncertainty. Right. He added that growth in the economy has slowed, with expansion over the next couple of years expected to be below the trend. All right. So, seeing things slow down in Australia, they're recognizing that they want to slow down to see how things continue to transpire. All right. So, that happened in Australia. We had some movement in those Aussie pairs. We'll take a look at them. Eurozone producer inflation rate slows to 1.5 year low. All right. So, things are slowing down in the Eurozone as well. Um, You had the euro, right? Euro against the dollar hit a 2-month high. We'll take a look at the euro dollar, see what's happening there. And those are the big news. That's the big news for this morning. All right. Let me make sure. Okay, cool deal. That's the big news for this morning. We'll hop over to the calendar. Right, and we see that cash rate held there. Later on today, we have JOLTS job openings for the United States. We'll see how this number fares, right? Showing a decrease from the previous month. We'll see if that comes into alignment, as a lot of your companies, your tech sector companies that let people go around the beginning of the year, those severance packages are starting to kick in, right? A lot of those companies, they gave 6, 8, 12-month severance packages, with the first 3 months of that being paid as a traditional employee. So you're going to start to see these numbers start to change as we move through the next few months, as some of those severance packages start kicking in. All right. So we'll see how this number changes, JOLTS job openings, as we continue to move. We also have later on, tonight, at the end of our Asian session, the New Zealand cash rate coming in at 10 o'clock, right? They're expected to increase another 25 basis points. Okay. So we'll check that out, see how things transpire, and we'll go from there. You also have Governor Lowe speaking at 10:30 p.m. this evening. Later on this week, we got ADP non-farm employment change, got ISM services PMI, then our traditional cycle, right? Canadian unemployment and employment change. And then we got non-farm payroll coming in on Friday. All right. So should be a good week, right? Decent amount of volatility. We'll continue to watch and see how things go. Any questions from a fundamental perspective? Oh, all right. Let's take a look at the charts. We'll start with the dollar, and then we'll just work our way through some of the Aussie pairs. So this is the dollar index. This is the 4-hour. We're pressing against this daily support level. Okay, pressing against this daily support level. Let me go back to the daily. Yeah, right. So here's the right tip of our crown, right? We're right at the support level here. And let's see how the market responds. Does the dollar continue to press down, taking out this A, right, on this right tip, or do we get another push back to the upside in the short term? Okay. So that's something we want to watch and pay attention to. As we move through the day, dollar pressing to the downside, we could continue to see that movement. Okay. So back to the 4, right? Got a little indecision there. So the market open will be important for us to see how things go. Okay. That is the dollar. Now, I want to take a look at some of these Aussie crosses first. Starting with the pound Aussie. Right. So the pound Aussie, we've been watching this from multiple perspectives. Daily time frame here, right? So you got a nice strong bullish candle currently on the daily time frame. Haven't gotten to 382. D extension is sitting there, not much in between, right? That D extension is in line with the previous support level that we broke through. So we'll continue to watch that to see if we do press to the upside or do we get a retracement first. All right. We did break through a previous, that level should be there, right? This was a daily level, right? That we broke through. We retested, we're pushing up. Let's see if we get price to turn back over and press down in favor of the Aussie as we move through the day to day, or do we continue to ride to the upside? All right. That's my entry on that one. And we'll continue to watch to see how price moves. As we move down to the 4-hour, this is the snare that we looked at over the weekend. On the 4-hour, we got a shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. Okay. And we want to see, right? Do we stay inside this range and press down and get to TP1? Made a nice move beginning of Sunday into Monday, but that Aussie news pushed this back to the upside. All right. So we'll watch to see if the momentum continues to carry to the D extension or if we get a double top scenario here and price starts to break down again after market open to take price down to that TP1 level. Okay. So that's the 4. We come down to the 1. And we see here on the 1, we stayed inside of the AB boundary, right? We got to an 8.6 retracement level and price turnover and press back to the upside. So something just to keep in mind, right, as potential is we could push and get to that 1-hour D extension, right? We could push to get to that 1-hour D extension. So just keep that in mind. So if we mark this level out, right, and bring this back up to our 4-hour, right, that falls just above where we are now, right? Still not at the D extension on the 4, but a little bit higher. So that is potential for price to push up to that level. And then we could see turnover and press back down to the downside. All right. So that's potential there on the 1. Okay. Clear that out, get a fresh AB boundary, and then we could see price turnover. As we come down to the 15, right, As we come down to the 15, we've already got a fresh AB boundary running the fibs off the low. Okay. And on the 15 here, we got an 80-20 scenario. Okay. So keep this in mind as well, right? If we don't get that last push to the upside to get to that 1 hour D extension, right? We could see price turn over and make its way down. Okay. So watch this closely. Add in your confirmations here just to make sure, right, that we're getting the reversal, be it on the 15-minute time frame, or if you copy that fib and take it down to the 5, right? Could also do that. You see price approaching the cloud here. Still got a bullish cloud ahead, so got a little bit of time still, right? So let's watch this one and see how things transpire to see if we get price to turn over, break through the cloud, and start making that retracement. All right. Questions on this pound Aussie? No. All right. Cool deal. Give me 1 second. Benny, good morning, bro.
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, everybody. Ryan, how are you, sir?
I am doing well, man. Doing well. Glad to be
Okay.
here. Got a fun start to the week, man.
I know, right? Fireworks already this week.
Yeah.
So that's good. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm having some connection issues this morning.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, yeah. So we're starting to see, inflation starting to slow in some areas, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Eurozone and Australia and the RBA. They held the rate last night. So,
Yeah, we were talking about that on Saturday. Yeah, if there was a
mm-hmm.
possibility for them to do that. So we talked about that during the weekly ritual. So that's hey, we'll continue to watch it. It gives us the volatility that we like to see. So it's all
Exactly.
good.
Exactly. Anything else that you did you see anything else beginning of the week, yesterday, Sunday, early morning
No,
this morning?
that's pretty much just besides the oil situation that
Yeah.
we posted that in the Discord
Yep. Yep.
um on Sunday, right? And just that's the impact of that OPEC, making the cuts, which was surprising to everybody, you know. So that's it. But like I say, hey, volatility is good.
Volatility is good. Yes, sir. All right, cool deal, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hmm. Yeah, no doubt.
So let's keep rocking. So that's the pound Aussie, the euro Aussie. All right. So couple things here, right? We come back to the weekly time frame, and overall, this is the move, right? This is the move. Long term, there's been an 80-20 scenario starting to turn over. We came into this key monthly resistance level here, right? And now we want to see, are we able to break through and continue rising, or do we get a pullback first? And we've talked about, right, the euros, um, the euros potentially due for some type of correction. Okay. So I have two fibs running here. The fibs tracking the smaller waves to the upside. We do have an 80-20 scenario here on the weekly time frame on the smaller waves moving up. Right. So as we move down to the time frames to the daily, and this is where we sit. All right. This is where we sit on the daily. Fresh AB boundary, right? Created a swing high. We got a bearish move Sunday night, and now we're getting a pullback now, right? With that Aussie news. So we want to see, are we able to stay below this monthly level, right? And continue making those lower highs and lower lows back down to this daily level, potentially lower, right? We'll see. But we want to see, do we get price to turn back over and press down? Okay. So as we make our way through, coming back to the 4, right? Here it is. 80 didn't get into that 118 127 zone, right? But we got that shallow retracement, impulsive move, pullback. Still got a bearish cloud ahead, right? So still within our risk parameters here, still looking to see if, again, if we stay below this monthly level, right, we can make our way down, get to that TP1. Okay, so that monthly level is going to be key for us to keep our eyes on and follow. Okay, 1 second. All right, so that's on the 4, right? Looking for that retracement to potentially occur. As we move down, right, I got fibs running in 2 directions here. And this is why I'll walk you through it, right? We talked about again on the Saturday ritual, this 80-20, right? On the 1, and that played out the TP1 beautifully, right? We had this previous consolidation zone here that we needed a breakout of, and we got it to the downside. Boom, right? Push down to TP1, and then we got strong reversal action, right, on a pullback. Okay, so with that monthly level being key for us to follow, right, I ran sub fibs off the high, tracking the smaller waves. And this move here was a pullback, right? So we'll watch to see, again, if we stay below that level, we'll stay inside this sub fib, smaller wave, AB boundary, 786, matching the extension coincidentally is at TP2 in that 127 extension level, right? So looking for price to potentially make that turnover and press down, right? The 196 pips from where price currently is to TP2. All right, so this is one to watch closely. That's on the 1 hour. We come down to the 15. Let's see what we got. And here on the 15, right, running the fibs off of that low coming up, right? And this is that retracement move. Take that out. This is that retracement that we saw, the last impulsive move to the upside, right? Shallow retracement, 118 zone. We're coming down, right? So let's watch as price continues to move and see how things transpire. Take that out. It's an old level, right? See how things transpire, but we're pressing back down currently. Okay, so we could be in for that move to come back down to the downside as we move throughout, with this just being a retracement with that Aussie news that came in overnight. All right, the wave sequence playing out. Let's see what transpires if these key levels hold for us. All right, so that's the Euro Aussie. Depending on how you play it, on the 1 hour you got to that TP1, but you got a nice deep retracement here into our sweet spot. Potential look for price to get to TP2. All right. Questions on the Euro Aussie?
Can you go to the daily rank for me? I don't have this one.
Yes, ma'am. Second. All right. Daily. Boom. This fib is a little off, right? The D extension was hit here on this move up. So this fib should actually look like pull those out. Should be here. Right. So that's what we're working with there. Questions on that, Donut?
No, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions on this Euro Aussie?
No, sir.
Cool deal. Let's go to that Aussie dollar. Finally started making that move. We come to the daily, right? And this is just a sub fib coming to the downside. We got to that 382 on that strong push, right? Strong bullish action. We're getting price to take back some of the market there. Yeah, Joe, I know, man. I know Joey was waiting on this one and price took off on it, right? Strong bullish move, getting a retracement, taking back some of that bullish candle. We know, right? When these scenarios occur, price takes back 50-60% of that bullish candle, which we were getting here. Now we want to see, do we see price continue to press to the upside, or does this daily level here hold us within, right? So as we come down to the 4, this is what we see. Still got this 80-20 scenario trying to play out here on the 4 hour. Okay. This is that strong bullish action to the upside. All right. Take that out. Strong bullish action to the upside. Retracement, right? Pushing to the top side of the top of this consolidation here. Right. And now we're coming back to retest that. So this is going to be interesting to see if we're able to break above this level. Right? Do we get a push to break above that level like that? Okay. If we do, obviously, right, we're looking at that 382 as our first target. And then we could see a retest of that level and a potential continuation depending on how things transpire through the rest of the week. Right?
I have a daily extension at 68025.
68025. 68025.
Yeah, 25. I'm looking to see, why did I do that?
Gotcha. Did you run it off the low? Let's see. 786. Yeah. So, just worked out at that 786 retracement there. That makes sense. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see what transpires there. But yeah, that's a D extension. And then, right, do we push higher and get to that 382? Okay, that's an alignment. Beautiful. Great work. Okay. So those are sub fibs. That's the 4 hour. Come down to our 1. Right. And those fibs to the upside took out the A. Right. Just tracking those smaller waves here. Right. This is the larger move. And we're pressing to the upside. Okay. So again, that daily level is going to be key for us, right? See if we press deeper in that zone. Deeper in that zone. Okay. So if we run our fibs off the low, one of them, there we go. Ooh. Here we go. All right. Those are the smaller waves. Okay. 382 pullback. Let's see if price continues to press to the upside here. Okay. And then once we get to these higher ranges, we know that, right? That's in that range of the 382 on the 4. Okay. And then we'll see what transpires from there. All right. So we're still pressing to the upside on the Aussie dollar. Got a little bit of a retracement, and we'll see if we get a continuation on that push. Any questions here?
No.
Moved. I had it set up there on the 1 hour, but price pushed down a little bit below the A.
This move here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely took off. Definitely took off.
And it was in a matter of seconds. In a matter of seconds. I watched it.
So I never went back, but that thing moved. Wow.
Yeah. Right. That rate decision was a big one. Right. Definitely a big one. We'll continue to watch to see. Right? But price action will continue to do its thing. Right. Market is fun that way. So that's the Aussie dollar. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, let's take a look at this pound CAD. These are all ones that I'm watching, right? Some I'm still in. But pound CAD. So here, weekly, right? Stayed below this weekly resistance level. Gotta press down, and now we're getting a retracement. All right. So come here to the daily. This is that look. Double top scenario here. Price pressing to the downside. Made a nice move. Broke below that daily level, previous daily level that we left in there. Now we're pulling back, right? That oil decision, right? Got things bouncing back and forth a little bit, right? So the market is trying to shake off that news. So it'll be interesting to see how things transpire throughout the week. As things bounce back and forth, but did get a strong push back to the upside last night into today. Okay. So we come down to the 4, and we're still in this 80-20 zone. Okay. Shallow retracement pushed into the 118, 127 zone. Strong move down. Now we got the pullback, right? Still within range. Okay. On this one, I placed my stop above this weekly level. Right. My thought is if we break this weekly level, we'll continue moving up. Okay. So I didn't place my stop outside the D extension in this particular scenario, but we're watching this here to see if we can get at least a TP1 and back to that daily level there. Right. Yeah. Benny and I were actually talking about these CAD pairs and oil, right? It definitely a bounce back and forth. So you never really know when you get these gaps like this and those major news announcements. You never know how the market is going to respond. So we definitely got a strong pullback here. So we'll see. We'll see if we're able to continue to stay below and make our way back down. Right. Yeah. The United States wasn't very happy with that decision. So there's a battle brewing there. So we'll continue to watch. We know the United States overall, they want to see oil down 60-ish dollars a barrel, got to 66 at a low. So we'll see if they're able to press things back down. But right, that'll cause some bouncing back and forth here. So we'll continue to monitor to see, right? But that was that pushback to the upside there. We come down to the 1, right? And zoom all the way back out. And there's the 80-20 on the 1 as well. Okay. So strong push back up. Now let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, let's see what happens. See if we get price to turn back over. We hit a D extension here on the sub fibs, smaller waves up. We'll see if price turns back over and makes its way back down. Okay. So that's what I'm monitoring there. Let's go to 15. And off of that low, that impulsive move, boom, right? These impulsive moves give you a lot of times these 80-20 scenarios on lower time frames. Okay. So this is another one to keep your eyes on from an intraday perspective to see if, right, price turns over and gives us that retracement. Okay. So on this one, just from an intraday perspective, you got your TP1 there and your TP2 here. Okay. So move within the move, right? If you're just looking to play the smaller waves, here you go. And you can place your stop outside the D. Look for that move to the downside. Okay. So intraday traders, there you go. There's an opportunity for you. Questions on the pound CAD? Cool deal. Another CAD cross on that Euro CAD. I'm watching this one closely. This one intrigues me from multiple perspectives, right? From a monthly perspective, long wick here, right? 8-6 retracement, stayed inside that A boundary, stayed below the monthly resistance level, right? Euro potentially in for a correction of some sort, right? So I'm intrigued here from a long-term perspective and from a short-term perspective. So on the weekly time frame, right, we got an 80-20 scenario here, looking at it from these waves coming to the upside. That wick that we saw pushed into that 118, 127 zone, right? And price is trying to make its way back down, right? So if we come back and look at this from, let me see where that larger fib was. I believe it just came off this high. Might be the next one. Nope, not that one. Here. Boom. Right? You got a similar scenario to the monthly time frame here. Right? This one's 786 retracement. Also, the sub fib gives us an 80-20 in that zone, right? Potential retracement. Even if we get back to this weekly support level, right, and don't get to the 382 on the pushback down, right, that still would be a decent move to the downside here at 400 pips, right? So from a long-term perspective, that intrigues me, right? And if we do see oil continue to do the dance, right, we could be in for some decent movement here. So as we get down to the daily time frame, okay, shallow retracement, price pushed into the 118 and 127 zone and then broke down. All right. So this was that oil conversation, gap down, and now we're pulling back to retest that bearish action and close that gap, right? So price is pressing to the downside here. So I'm watching this one as it develops. I did take a short entry here. We'll look at it on the lower time frame, but I'm looking for this to potentially continue to the downside, especially if we do get the correction in the euro, based on inflation slowing down, which could potentially impact the ECB decision and the ECB conversation, rather, as we move through the rest of the month. So coming down to the 4, right, we already got a 382. We got a 50% on the 4, right, but price is still pressing to the downside here. Okay, so if we stay below this level here, this was a previous support zone, right? If we stay below this level, I'm looking for price to continue to press down at least back to this daily support at 144,888. All right. Coming down to the 1, it was a beautiful scenario on a 618 retracement. All right. 618 retracement, price pushed down, broke back through the cloud, continue moving to the downside. Right. And now we see those waves playing out, support becoming resistance. So if that resistance holds, we can see price continue to fall. All right.
Doesn't it look on the higher time frame that it's going up though on the buy side? No.
Say that again.
No, I was thinking on the daily, wasn't it looking as if it's gonna continue to see the retracement? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see, right? We got this movement to the downside here. We could press higher, right? So we'll see, and that's why I'm saying if price stays below this level here at 147, I see price continuing to push to the downside. But if we break back above that, we could make either a deeper retracement or press press higher to the upside. All right.
Thanks.
So Joyce said on the one, yeah, there's a cloud on the one there, right? So after that 618 retracement, we broke back through the cloud here, and now we're back retesting the cloud right there. Okay. Yep. So that's the move, right? As you come down to the lower time frames, that retracement here, clean this up a bit. Right? This retracement, fresh AB boundary, and then there's your correction. Okay. So that's where we stand there on the Euro CAD. I am looking for a retracement here, right? The short term and the long term, we'll monitor and continue to see how things play out. All right. Any other questions here?
Nope.
Cool deal. Euro yen. Euro yen. Fun one. So daily time frame, we're caught in this range, right? We got a 618 retracement, been pressing to the upside. We know, right, what's happening in Japan. Not much. Things are staying the same. But again, with the euros, if the euros are due for a correction, right, we could potentially see, being at the top of the range here, we could potentially see price press down. Right, that's ultimately what I'm looking for if we stay below this weekly level at 145.641. All right, coming down to the lower time frame. So the 4, we pushed down. We got a 382. Price pressed back to the upside here, right? And now we're getting a little bit of indecision, right? So we want to watch this closely to see if we get price to turn back over and press down, right? And continue making lower highs and lower lows. Okay. Excuse me. As we get down to the 1, right? Originally, I was looking at a crown with this tip here, right? So we got this press to the upside, price turned over, nice bearish action, right? But we got a deeper push here, right? So it pushed deeper into the zone here, right? And gave us a higher high. So 8-6 retracement now, still a crown, right? Considered a deep crown now with that deep retracement on the fib sequence. All right. So as long as price, right, stop outside the A, okay? As long as price stays inside that AB boundary, looking for price continues to the downside. So I'm watching this one closely as well. I am in this one on one of my other accounts, looking for this price to press to the downside here. Okay, this crown pattern playing out, and we have an 80-20 scenario also here. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone, and this is that consolidation that we see. Okay, that's the consolidation that we see. So watching this to see if we get a break to the downside and get this move at least to 618 retracement in our TP2 level. Okay. So watch this one. Okay. There's your cloud on the 1, pressing sideways there. Okay. Come down to the 15. There's a look there on the 15. All right. Is this I'm trying to learn these harmonic patterns. Let's see. Boom. Right. So you also got a harmonic pattern in there as well. Okay. Price working its way to the downside. So with those, run the fib off that last impulsive leg. There's your AB boundary there also. All right, so we got some confirmation, crown pattern, and we got an alternate shark pattern, potential move to the downside. Okay. So there we go. Opportunity. Okay. So we know, right, we do have within this, the rules still stay the same, even with the harmonic patterns. If we get a shallow retracement here, we could see a push into the 118 and 127 zone. Right. And then see that correction. So we'll watch that to see. Watch that to see. Right. Multiple perspectives here. Multiple perspectives here. But I am looking to see if we get a correction on this. Questions on this euro yen? Nope. All right.
Nope.
I want to see also. Let's see. Without these, I'm just going to run the smart fib also just to see if there's any additional confirmation here. Fresh AB boundary. All right. So we do. So we'll see. Let's watch that one. Let's watch that one. All right. So that's the euro yen. Swiss yen, still watching. Still got my eyes on. These yen crosses are all interesting to me because the Bank of Japan has stood firm, right? Things are starting to cycle back, and their inflation is coming down, but also monetary policy is starting to shift in other areas, right? So it's kind of the way that they're looking at things is kind of coming into alignment and coming into fruition. So I'm interested to see, and there are some investors that are bullish on the yen, right? So that's also an interesting perspective, seeing as that doesn't necessarily, or that hasn't happened much in the past couple of years, but we still have some of the same technicals also in line, right? From a weekly perspective, we're still in this 80-20 zone, right? Still haven't gotten to a 382. Prices ranging here and staying below, as of now, this weekly, the previous weekly level here, okay? So as we drop down to the daily, from a daily time frame perspective, I don't, hold on. I changed that. 1 second. Daily. There we go. Let's run these fibs again. There we go. Right. So from a daily perspective, we got a deep retracement already, right? And prices in that range. So the way that I was looking at this is without the fib, right? We got this nice bearish push out of this zone here, right? And a while ago, right, back middle of March, we're looking for this retracement to occur, which is where this dotted line came from. And price pushed back into the zone that I was looking for price to come back to. Took a while, right? But price got back here. So now, as we get to the lower time frames, we'll see some things there. But now price retesting the strong bearish candle, I'm looking to see if price turns over and makes its way back down to the downside. Okay. So as we come down to the 4, we'll see here, right? We got a fresh AB boundary in that zone that I was looking for price to come back to, right? So in my eyes, as long as we stay below this high here, right, we could be in for a price to push to the downside. And there's your larger fib like that. So we got a 618 retracement. We're getting some consolidation now. So as long as we stay inside that A boundary, looking for price to press to the downside, potentially getting to the D extension at 139.269, right? So that's how this is coming together as we move through the time frames, higher time frames to the lower time frames, right? So I'm still looking short here. Could take a while, but I'm looking short here on this one with my stop outside the A boundary. Okay, so as you come down to the lower time frames, you see that range here within the AB boundary. Okay, so we'll see what transpires. We didn't get this 80-20 to play out, but we're here. Okay, so that is the Swiss yen, and it's more from a higher time frame perspective. And as you get down to the lower time frame, you start getting into the consolidation and the back and forth. All right. So that's what I'm looking at, looking for price to continue to press to the downside there. Questions on the Swiss yen? Does that make sense? My thought process here? Yeah. All right. Cool deal. Euro NZD. Yep. I'll check it out, Joy.
I love that pin bar there. That was a nice pin bar.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely was. Definitely was. We'll see. We shall see. Euro NZD. Daily. Got a 618 retracement pressed up. Daily resistance. That level held. Trying to press down, right? So if these euros, right, if they are due for another correction, right, in this scenario, it would be another correction, right? Could we see this press down or at least come back to that daily level? We'll see, right? Somewhat of not exactly double top, but potentially, right? Coming down to the 4. 618 retracement. That daily level held for us, right? So if price stays below, we could come back down to the bottom of the range. It's going to be interesting here. We got that rate decision tonight. Yeah. So if they raise, could see that push to the downside, I think. All right. It's my assumption. Market doesn't care about my assumption, but if they raise that 25 basis points, we could potentially see it. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting, right? Got this level of support here. So let's box this out. Boom. Do we get a breakout? Okay. Let's come down to lower time frames and see what we got. Similar here on the 1, deep retracement. That rate decision is gonna, I think, is gonna tell the tale. If we stay below this,
I agree.
You agree, bro?
Yep.
Yeah. So let's be patient and watch this one, man. On your lower time frames, you got a deep retracement here, right? It's just a ton of back and forth right now, so I would be patient here. You did get a nice take back of this move here. Yeah, tonight's gonna tell the tale, I think. Gonna tell the tale. Let's see. Yeah. You might see this bounce throughout the day until we get to this evening. So yeah. What are you thinking, Joy?
Well, I'm gonna hold my first position.
Short.
I'm long.
Okay.
I'm long. My original entry is 171629. But I seen a move on the 15, and I went ahead and took it. I mean, where it was sitting at on the hour wasn't ideal, but it didn't quite hit my stop loss. So I mean, I'm not that much of a drawdown, but it's like how much, you know, I was gonna tolerate it. So I was just trying to see whether or not to cut my losses.
Yeah. If you took another long position, you might want to cover that. Because if they raise, right, we could see this press to the downside.
Yeah, it should have. It should my second. It was on the 15th. It should at that last fib right there. It should have hit my TP, but it didn't close.
Here.
It didn't. Yeah, sometimes my broker is finicky. It'll take me out, I'll tell you that, but it won't put me in the game. But I noticed that when the candle doesn't close below or above my entry levels, it won't hit.
Yeah,
It won't hit. And then
spreads, right?
oh yeah, I keep forgetting about the spread.
Because if the if both the buy side and the sell side aren't above that entry point, it may not take you in.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn one day.
Hey, once another time, you got it. You got it. You got it. Yeah. Benny, you got anything you got your eyes on, bro?
Not right now. I played that pound Aussie play. I kind of been sticking and moving since what happened on Sunday with OPEC, where that news came out.
Yeah.
So just been picking my spots, knowing that we've got rate decisions. We see one of the things that we want to look out for, right, for that euro is that we know they've been hawkish. We know they've priced that in for weeks now, right? We've been talking about, the bullish move on the euro for weeks on end now. But you see today, we see inflation starting to cool. So moving forward, as we see the euro hit some pretty high technical levels, we see that inflation is cooling. So we have to pay close attention to see if there's any change in the rhetoric from the ECB moving forward, and what the sentiment starts to become with the euro being that inflation is cooling down in some key areas.
Yeah, so that would then play into a bit of retracement then on the euros, right?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It's how. Yeah, so that's what I'm really watching closely. But I mean, it's Tuesday, so coming out of Sunday, I was talking to you yesterday when that news hit that oil. I got out of a few positions, reduced, a few positions, because you never know what happens when you get a move from OPEC like that. That seemed to surprise everybody. So that caused me to make some adjustments. But so like I said, it's Tuesday though, and looking for some more setups, some more shorter term setups to make some plays on. So
yes, sir.
Is Tuesday more like a pullback day, or because after Monday, is the market is just getting started?
I don't know. I never really, especially as a swing trader, never really paid attention to that. I'm pretty sure there's some data out there, that where people track that, but I'm not sure. It's not something I really follow in regards to,
I
the
don't
price action on certain days, So no, I don't know. Could be.
Yeah, I don't follow it much either. I look at more like Ben was talking about from the fundamental perspective, right? You had those large gaps, and what I have seen is when you have those large gaps, you do see retracements, right, to cover those gaps and such. But as far as the days of the week, I'm not sure either. All right.
Okay, bet.
Can I comment on the UCAD?
UCAD, let's take a look. And let's take a look and we'll wrap it up there. Let's see. That's on our 1 AB boundary, double bottom. Ooh, strong push. Let's come back. We've been watching this one, right? Push down, took those levels out. Ooh. Let's take that off for a second. Strong press to the downside there. Come to the 4. Oh, yeah. Let me clean this up real quick. There we go. Let me make sure that's right. There we go. Boom. 80-20 scenario. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Good eye. 80-20 scenario, right? Lower time frames. We know we got a fresh AB boundary on the 1 we just saw, right? So here's an opportunity from a swing perspective. See if that happens. It's a good call. 80-20 on the 4. Come down to your 1. You got a fresh AB boundary. Double bottom. Bullish. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Let's see. Let's go down to the 15. See what else we can see. AB boundary there too. Yeah. Didn't quite push the 118, 127, but you got your trend line break. Boom. I like that. I like that. I like that. There's another opportunity, good people. Another
You
opportunity.
think you'll take it on the 15-minute for the pullback on the trend line break?
Say that again.
And so would you wait for the pullback on the trend
Yeah,
line break?
I would. It's running right now. Yeah, I would. Let's do this. There's your cloud break there. Don't have a bullish twist yet. Yeah, definitely wait for a pullback whenever that finishes out. Yeah. Something like that. Yep. Got to close above that cloud too, which 1 minute likely will. Yeah, I'd wait on the pullback because we don't have a bullish twist here yet, right? So from a cloud perspective, right, and that entry technique, don't have everything in alignment yet. And we don't even have a TK crossover here either. So got a couple pieces yet on the cloud from a 15-minute perspective. That's a good eye though, right? Great eye. Questions on the dollar CAD? Got some volatility, good people. You got some opportunities. Be patient. Allow your rules to be met, right? Wait for those confirmations. And then when you get them, pull the trigger. All right. Benny, anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, sir. Just continue to be patient. Continue to be patient. Pick your spots, right? More trades does not equal more money. So you can. It's Tuesday. It's early, right? We've got a lot of things going on that can create a lot of volatility, and not to include, right? You know how we get to midweek sometimes on these non-farm payroll weeks, and things can kind of slow down a little bit. And plus, Friday is also Good Friday, right?
Oh, it is.
If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Holiday too. Yeah.
So you gotta, yeah. So looking ahead, right? This will be something to observe and journal. We've got Good Friday, and we've got non-farm payroll on Friday. So it should be interesting. I think on third is we got employment data on Thursday, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
for
employment data
Canada,
on
I think
Thursday.
maybe. Yeah,
Canada
yeah.
and
So
unemployment for the United States.
yeah. So it'll be interesting. So like I say, just the patience pays. Continue to pick your spot, you know, in the market, and we'll make sure that we post anything that we find. And great session as always, man.
Appreciate
Very
it.
informative. Look forward to seeing everybody tonight.
Yes, sir. All right, good people. We'll be back at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Until then, have an awesome day. Peace.
Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.